From us, we are from the last group. Today, we would like to present the last. We like to present chapter 8, which is implementation through organizational design. My name is Glenn Naroin.
My name is Muhammad Zulkifli Muhammad Sanizin.
My name is Veronica Babramona Nakudang.
And I am Juliana Manan.
Okay, today we will take a look at the implementation through organizational design. Okay, in this implementation through organizational design, there's a lot of type of the design. Okay, first we take a look at the direction of the organizational structure. This is the first structure. This is commonly which organization must have in their company. Okay, first they have the hierarchy of authority. Hierarchy of authority is the power structure and authority that increase at higher level in the hierarchy. And which mean that in the hierarchy, with the higher levels mean they have higher authority, which you can conclude that the most powerful person that have the most powerful authority is the owner of the company. Okay, next we'll take a look at the degree of centralization. Is refer to which formal authority is concentrated in one area or level of the organization. So let's say if the company have highly concentrated and highly centralization, which means that the top level management have the authority to make a decision, but with less input from the lower management. Okay, if decentralized, which means that the lower management have been given the authority to make a decision. Next, the complexity. Complexity, which is describe the number of levels needs, such as department or teams, and also the market itself. Okay, well, it's simple. So, we can come up with hypothesis. So, the higher the number of levels we inside the market itself, which means the higher the complexity, which means more complex. Okay, let's take a look at this specialization, which refers to which tasks of the organization are divided into separate jobs. Okay, in this specialization, in the company, there are some company, most of the company they have some specialization for the workers, especially like, for example, this worker only focus on this job, and does not interfere with the other tasks, which means they only do this task only. So if they are given another task to do, they can't do other tasks because they are specialized to do this one task. Okay, let's take a look at the formalization. Formalization is the extent to which work roles are structured in an organization and the activities of the employee are governed by rules and procedures. Okay, this formalization is very common in organizations. So, because they are governed by the rules and procedures, which will make the organization more efficient but less flexibilities. Okay, because they have the SOP and so on to control the quality of the work. Okay. Next is the professionalism. Professionalism is the amount of formal education and training for these workers. Usually, if you can see very clearly in high technology companies, such as the workers need to work with high technology. So that means they have to learn more about the technology, how to manage technology, which indirectly they will have the professionalism to handle the technology compared to those organizations that are based on agriculture production. Okay. Next slide. Okay. Next is the simple management structure. It's very simple, which as you can see it's very flat structure with one owner and also just workers. They have a low departmentalization and also have widespread control. Obviously, the owner have widespread control of his workers, and also the authority centralized in a single person. The owner controls have the authority to make decisions, because this structure usually you can see is very simple in Minimart, which the owner controls everything in Minimart. Okay. And also they have the formalizations. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is a type of business level structure. There are three types of it. So first is functional. Next is geographic or customer, and the next one is project matrix. Okay, let's take a look at the functionals. Okay, from function, we take a look at the perspective of organizing framework. Okay. For functionals, they have functional inputs such as marketing, engineering, manufacturing, HR, and others, which mean that the structure, they have different function in the structures to means different function in the structure that are specialized to do this task. It's like for marketing, only sales for marketing. There's another input for HR, only focus on HR, and others like manufacturing, only focus on manufacturing. Okay, next. And in the perspective of the decentralization, it's very centralized because the top management usually make the most of decision with less input from the lower management. And for the perspective of competitive environment, it tends to work better since because their function only focus on their function and does not interfere with other functions. And for the gross, the key supports the market manufacturing well. And for the geographic customers, the outputs that which is the type of service or various market in which they provide this their organizing framework, which means the outputs they are focused on the region or the area which they are operating. Okay, decentralized because they are in different regions, so the authority have they have given the authority to make the decision. So, and for the competitive environment, they work well in dynamic environment because they need to work together in one certain region to get to the market in the region. For the growth strategies, it is good for market or service development. The last one is project matrix, which is very complex for most of the organizations. But for organizing framework is the input and output and input as well. And for decentralization, decentralized shared authority, which means in the framework and in the structure, all the levels have the given the authority to make decision, so they have the chances to make a decision. It's more like a team, work in the team. And for the competitive environments, they respond both internal pressure and external market pressure. And for the growth strategies, they have frequent changes to products and markets because they have to be more flexibility with the market. So that's it for type of business level structures.
Next, we move to the corporate levels structure. This type of levels is used when the company wants to diversify its business and enter unrelated channel. It means here when they already have actual product, but they want to make another product that not related with them. For example, like they selling a food and beverage, but at the same time they want to produce another cosmetic product like that. And next, we move to the diversified with multiple divisions. In this type of corporate level, they will have multiple of division. They will add more layer because there are many corporate that with partnership. And next, more complex structure necessary because to increase coordination and decision making by handling large firm. Because when handling large firm, we need many head, we need many ideas in making the decision. Decision making decentralized and corporate headquarters focuses on coordinating all of divisions of group through reporting system of corporate management. Management in a company, they have been decentralized. They have only main management system to make a decision or anything. Okay, next is the divisional structure. This is the structure. A general manager sometimes referred as a president or a vice president. So in the structure, they have the general manager is called as the president or vice president. As said, in each of the division, they have their own support, their own function. When it says contain finance, personnel, research, and development. It is often difficult to decide which activity to perform at the level because there are many layers. In next, we move to the next slide. Characteristic of corporate legal structure. Okay. First, let's take a look about different shape between the three on-grid businesses. First, multi-divisional. They only have a few related to the other corporate legal structure. Different with the strategic business unit, which is in strategic business unit, they have many businesses grouped into SBU. This is SBU, strategic business unit, some communities such as sold product or market. And while the corporate, they only have a few or any few in any business. Degree of relatedness means here the degree the related how they related the system in the company means they have only one. Every management related to each other. First, in the multi-divisional, there is no operational or marketing effectiveness required. However, sometimes low level business exists. While in the strategic business unit, they will be only little or no across the SBU. While degree of relatedness in the corporate is typically high in the corporate level. And need for coordination across business is in the multi-divisional is typically low coordination across unit. Coordination required only to extend that the business exists. While in the strategic in SBU, coordination required within SBU, little or no coordination required across SBU. And the corporate, only significant coordination will be needed to make the structure layer or management on this type of structure. Next, expected synergy. The financial synergy in multi-divisional can be achieved while the business available across the SBU and the operating synergy may be available. While the in corporate they have high divisional synergies. Okay, next we move to the multi-divisional structure. This is the look of the structure. First, the head is the head of the level is which is the CEO. Being held by the corporate staff, and they have three president under the corporate staff, which is vice president division B, vice president division C. Okay, next, we move to the strategic management unit SBU, which it is also like the same way the divisional, but in this type of structure, it is more complex. They have two managers. Before the manager, it is being by the corporate staff. Okay. Next, we move to the transnational structure. Transnational structure is how they make a partnership with nationally, not inside the country. It is outside the country. It is more complex version of the corporate matrix tool. Which is the national structure to business like the national region, product and function. It will require the type of manager, which is called the region. That will see all the product, the functional manager, business manager, that will take a look for the function for the marketing. Okay. It is difficult to balance the different functional national products because the transnational structure is not close to each other. They not easily to communicate to each each other. Okay, the overall complexity and bureaucracy of the system is the creativity and the decision making. Okay. Next, we move to the lateral organization. Consists of communication and connection between the across the organization. It will enable the company more flexible and quickly competitive. But at the same time, it has a limitation of functional structure linked to the core of coordination. Also, they have linkages that will allow work to get done and deliver which with people that communicate directly with the environment. It is more high differentiation company will have more high integration. Next is simple connecting mechanism. It is a direct contact between the managers from the different department and different division. It is called friendship network. Information often shared is network making who you know an important component of effective implementation. They will make a meeting, they will commit, and also device. They will also have a device to have to coordinate their work. Example, CEO is Davis Simon was effective in using meeting and formalized with the senior executive position in other fields that learn in how to make cooperative teams. Cooperative practice is a group of people who share concerns, set a program, and question about topic. And the team and task forces was bring together individuals from the function of group to solve problem or together to accomplish overall community they work to in the team. The next is class comics from implementers. In a large firms, boundaries planning position are treated so that the various of components is together. There is a call of position here. Called a project manager or knowledge managers. While the chief knowledge is known as, we call it CKO, while the chief learning officer is CLO. There is the director of intellectual asset or manager of performance. And next, as is their roles is to develop important ideas to other people, other staff.
Yeah. Okay, now we proceed to organizational control, which there are 6 importance of the organizational controls. Okay, first is overcome resistance to change, means like they have the how they overcome the resistance which happens in the organization. And second one is communicating new strategies agendas, means like the organization itself they have to discuss with their teamworks on how the new strategies is going on. The third one is ensuring continuing attention to strategic initiative. The third important is like related to the second importance of functions organizational control. The fourth one is formalizing belief, means like they have to put the belief in themselves, like how they want to conduct the new strategies, means like they are planning the strategies like in a very smooth and good ways to achieve the vision and missions of their companies. And the fifth one is setting boundaries on acceptable strategic behavior, means they have the limits of the boundaries between the organization, like how they would achieve the vision and missions of their companies. And the last one is motivating discussion and debate about strategic uncertainties. This is a very important because from the first importance until the fifth one is like overall of the whole importance of organizational control, which they have to discuss back and then they have to see the pro and cons of the strategies. Next slide. Okay, now we proceed to strategic versus financial control. So this is the differentiation between strategic and financial. For strategic, they are more towards corporate level management, which they discuss the process among the division and the operations of the different divisions in the organization. And for financial is basically it is a primary basis. And for strategic is also a less weight on financial control, which means like it is a very strategic towards what they want to achieve. For financial, it is a very high level managers typically do not have an adequate, means like they some like financial is like we do not know what are the specific finance towards the organization. So sometimes the financial is like did not apply adequate financials like to improve the values of the activities in the organization. And the last one is like measures based on accounting data. As we know, like this is a financial, so basically it is more towards the data of the organization. Especially like the mean is like too late to aggregated and too distorted. And now we proceed to the importance of feedback control system, which is like creating specific targets ensures that managers at various level, which the managers is to make it easier, it's like focus more on a niche market. Means like the niche market itself also have a very they have the advantage and the disadvantage. But to make it more clear, they focus more on a niche market, which it will make the organization or companies itself to plan the very strategic plans of the company. And second one is motivate managers to pursue organizational interest. Means like it is helping the managers itself on how to motivate every stage of the division in their organization. And the third one is help managers decide when and how to intervene in an organization. The third one is like also helping the managers itself on how they will intervene, like they have the step itself. It's like to make it very clear and it helps them to solve it smoothly. And then the last one for my part is steps in developing a feedback control system. So this is a very important step which it helps to develop the feedback control system. First is determine the broad goals. This one is basically we focus more on the visions and missions of the company itself. And the second one is establish links between broad goals and resource areas. Means like if you are giving vision and mission, you must have the view of what you want to achieve and make sure that the vision and mission have the linkage between what you want to achieve. The third one is creating measurable operating goals. Means this one is make sure your vision and mission is you create something which you can count and measurable. Means like, for example, you want to need to specify how much is your profitability, especially in terms for throughout the 1 year. And the fourth one is assign responsibilities. This one is very important as it shows a very clear steps. And the fifth one is develop plans for accomplishment. Plans is very important in every steps of the developing feedback control system to make the system is very clear and smooth. And the sixth step is allocate resources. Means you need to find what resource do you need to use to make the developing system working very clear. And the last one is follow up. Follow up means you need to review back from the first step until the sixth step. So next, I give it to last presenter, Shirley.
Alright, next we talk about feedback control. Feedback control is something that is important. Help managers to anticipate what happens next in the organization. In feedback control, we have two. The first one we have business intelligence. Okay, you have business intelligence and strategic surveillance. First of all, you have to take a look at what's going on in the organization first before you control it. It's like feedback control. But the first one is like analyze your environment. What's going on? You have to analyze the environment of your organization. The second one is you analyze resource and strategies. You analyze the resource, what your strategies is like. When you plan strategies, you analyze it, what's going to be, what will happen next, something like that. And then next is analyze operating environment. you analyze the environment. This all is for your surveillance, where you go to business intelligence. When it's to business intelligence, you step forward, you go to establish your strategic direction, which you all have learned before. After all the surveillance that we do, we're gonna form a strategy plan where we're gonna establish it, and then we formulate it to basic strategies. The first one we have the most basic one, because we try to know how it's going to work, how it's going to affect. Is if it gives you impact for you, you go even further. But it's like when after you formulate basic strategies, you go to implementation strategies and control, where you implement all the strategies that you have from all of this, and then you control it, how it's going to work. Next. Okay. And the second one in the feedback concept, you have responsibility for intelligence management. Okay, see here. Responsibility for collecting and disseminating intelligence. Chief Information Officer (CIO) creates to oversee the collection, analysis, and dissemination of information, or called as environmental scanning or analysis unit, which play varieties of different roles. Which is the first one is we play public policy roles. As public policy roles, you scan the environment for early detection for emerging issues. Like when it's public, you scan it, how the issues will come up. You detect it, what's going to happen. Like, if this one thing happened, how it's going to affect your organization. The issues they have, for example, like you have social critical issue in your organization, like they have racism and such a thing. And then the second one is strategic planning integrated role, which is you prepare environment, forecast, and analysis. For this one, it's like the second thing is like you forecast the thing that can happen after the strategies that you have. When you implement it, your responsibility is like when you have the strategies, you implement it, you have to prepare environment forecast, where you analyze what's going to happen, what will happen next. You analyze it, and then also you have to find a way to overcome it. The third one is function-oriented role, which is focused on those aspects of the environment that impinge directly on activities of one function. Okay, next. Okay. The next one is the other types of control. We have agricultural research, behavioral and process control. For example, we have back just now we learned about establish strategic direction, formulate basic strategies, implementation strategies, and control, which is divided by two. Behavior controls. It goes into another two, which is bureaucratic controls, and the second one is time control. Bureaucratic control is happening when in organization you have organizations that you have your own rules, you have your own policies that you have to follow. That's what's happened to bureaucratic control. Is all about discipline that you have to in your organization. The next one is clan control, which is socialization and culture process, which is the cultures that you have in your organizations. For example, like your social with your employees, your classmates, your work colleague, how the culture of it, how the culture works, your process. And the next one is process control, which is used to guide daily processes and work activities with real-time feedback. This one is process control. Is like the feedback you gain from it, you use it as guide. Daily process, you want to control everything, so everything is processed good in a work smoothly. And then the next one. That's where we go to crisis prevention and management. Crisis prevention and management, we have been to two is first of crisis management, and the second controlling crisis or preventing it. Okay, first one is phase of crisis management. The first one is like signal of detection. When you have an crisis, they always have a signal. Detection is like what's happening is like the alarm of there's something going where that is, it means that the first phase. The second phase is preparation or prevention, where you prepare a solution. You have a solution that you prepare to prevent them, to prevent the things that can happen to your organization. The next one, containment and or damage limitation, where when you have the plans, you have how you want to prevent it. There's have damage limit that can go to your organization. It's like you limit the damage where it wasn't not gonna destroy the whole organization. The fourth one is recovery. When you have, after having all the crises, you will have the recovery at where you try to make everything go back to normal, everything will be fine. And from that, you have the learning process. The learning process, after all that happened, you're going to learn a new thing where you try to even improvise your organization so you will be prepared for this kind of crisis you're having next. Okay, the next one is controlling crisis. The first one is strategic action. Where strategic action is when you prepare a strategic plan on how you want to prevent those crises affect you. For example, like if you go to textbook page 350, it says integrate crisis management into strategic planning process. Where it's like after you learn, right? The process you go to controlling, you control a new one, where you plan a new process, a new planning to control it. The next one is technical and structure action. When you create all the stuff, you have to design, you design an emergency exits, like emergency ways to make sure everything is like the technical, maybe about your technology or what. So you have a way that you know that this thing gonna happen. So you have a way that you're gonna make sure you can control it. The next, evaluation and diagnostic action. When you design a plan or a way to control it, you have to evaluate it. You have to diagnose it. Either it's gonna work or not. Either it's gonna make you become better, or it's gonna make it worse. But you have to evaluate it, and you have to make sure you follow up every process of it. The next one is communication action. When talking about communication actions, like your communication with your board directors, the thing that's happened in your organization, you have to communicate with your board directors or the public relation to get to find a solution to control crisis that you're having or prevent it. The last one is psychological and cultural action. It's a way when you send your employees in a form of training for their social culture, for their motivation, their mind, so they are ready. They're ready to face all the problems that they have. So when there are crises, they know and they prepare to control it. That's all from us. Thank you.